Hello, hello. Welcome to Beyond Recovery. I am the host of Beyond Recovery. My name is Matt Gardner. Hope everybody is having a great weekend. It's graduation weekend for all those high schoolers, elementary schoolers out there. Pretty cool. It's the first grad weekend, I think, in quite some time. Actual like physical in-person graduation weekend. So that's kind of neat. So congrats to every elementary school and high school student out there. I guess college and university, that would have ended in April, but yeah, so pretty cool. It's I'm recording a course from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, where I'm from here, and it's a beautiful sunny day. It's been a pretty crazy spring and I guess early summer weather, very volatile. Looks like we tend to get our weather hazard is a bit of a forest fire season, not as bad as some places in Canada, and certainly not as like California down in the States, but we definitely get tornado season because we're kind of out in the prairies here. Not kind of, take that out. We are in the prairies. So when you get this stop start rain, sun, humid, every 15, 20 minutes, a new weather front moves in, you definitely get you're at risk of getting some tornadoes. And it's kind of like a regional thing, but anybody that's heard of Black Friday, this occurred in Edmonton. It was a massive tornado that ripped all the way up like a zipper, all the way up south to north through Edmonton. And I want to say it was late 80s, perhaps 89. I'm 91, maybe somewhere in that region of time. And I happen to live, within like a 5-minute drive of where this tornado had ripped through, because I'm very close to the river valley. So that's always in the back of my head when tornado season hits. I'm like, is there going to be a sequel to Black Friday? Just the things that you worry about when you're in. I'm sure anybody that's down in the States that is in one of those, like Tornado Alley and things of that nature have that a little bit. And then coastal cities worry about flooding and tsunamis and other crazy things like that. It just sort of depends on where you live. So that's a little bit of background on what's going on here. And just, the time I just got back from a tremendous vacation with my fiance. We went and did a beautiful Rocky Mountain Drive, which is it's Highway 93, and it's up here in Canada. It's Jasper, which is a northern Canadian Rocky town, and then you drive south, kind of southeast-ish, through this Highway 93. You go through the Columbia ice fields, and it's just like one of the top drives of the world, like not even of Canada, like of the world. It's been rated, I think, in the top 5 of a few different magazines I've seen. So people literally come from all around the world to see this drive and to partake in this drive. And that's what we just did. It goes all the way down to Banff, and that's probably a more familiar sounding name. It's very close to Calgary and a lot closer to the American border. So we ended up just in that region, it's Canmore, right beside Banff, and just did, I swear, like the whole time, it was like literally, without exaggeration, pretty much every 15 minutes, we were hitting a different weather front, which is fairly normal. When you're in the mountains, the mountains are kind of like the straw that stir the drink, right? They create their own little weather fronts around them just because they're so, grandiose in stature. So yeah, it was very cool. So we just got back from that. So I'm a little bit late on posting this episode. I left this slot. It was supposed to be the Thursday slot where I drop an episode. And I was going to do just sort of an episode from the road and talking about the Dry July event that is coming up as far as what I'm putting on here. But yeah, it wasn't in the cards. We ended up doing a Kananaskis Nordic outdoor spa on Thursday, and pretty much ran out of gas. I was like jelly by the time. It's one of those outdoor spas where you can do the hot tub, and then you go to the cold pool, and then you go do like a sauna, and you kind of just rotate through that. And we did that for about 5 hours. And after that, I was basically just laying on the bed, rehydrating myself with the sparkling water, and watching like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia and things of that nature. So yeah, it was very cool though. Great trip. So anyways, I'm going to, just for today, I have a quick, like, sort of 2-parter that I'm putting out. I've just kind of sort of like a coming soon or coming attraction here. Anybody that's following me on Instagram, I am posting out a sort of a a 31-day challenge for anybody that wants to partake. And basically what it is, it's sort of the beta group, the tester group, the focus group, if you will, of this course that I've been working on for the past, oh man, 8 or 9 months now. I just brainstorming it, putting it together. This is like the second or third. Yeah, I think this is the third variation of what I've put together as far as like I'm creating an online course. All the everything else is ready to go as far as like it's going to be, live, live group calls every week, coaching calls, those types of things are obviously ready to go. That's just a matter of getting a set time for whoever signs up for it and such. But the actual online course, which is to a degree the foundation of a lot of what the program is so I'm using Kartra. Anybody's familiar with a Kajabi or Kartra, or anybody that's not, it's basically just like a website platform where you can create like an all-in-one. It's like a website design combined with email list generator, like automatic emails. And it's kind of like a one-stop shop for like entrepreneurs. And then you can also have like a community and a online course that you can post. So over the last year or so, I've been working hard on like learning how to properly, do like filming, like with lighting, like actually bought the lighting and, using use of teleprompter and learning how to do slideshows and creating slideshows and all that. So it is a lot of work, a lot of fun though. It's very fulfilling, and putting together, all the research and the articles. And yeah, I think there's a void that for this type of thing. There's lots of courses for personal development, but I haven't seen too many out there for as far as like a sober aid, a sobriety course, out there. So I just thought it was a cool idea. So I've been running with that. And so that's what I've been working on. So super excited to see, who I have some invitations I'm going to send out to specific people that I've met in the Instagram community that I'm super excited to invite them to be part of the beta testers for this group. And just let me know, kind of what's working, what's not working, what can be improved upon, if it's, good, great, needs improvement, whatever it may be, and just get some feedback that way. And then it's kind of off to the races from that. The whole idea of what I'm going to be doing with this is just quarterly doing like a 30-day challenge or 31-day challenge, depending on, what month it is. And, putting this out there because I feel that it's, or I imagine I am confident, there we go, that it's a great 31-day challenge to springboard or kickstart or just supercharge an existing sobriety. So if you're, just getting out of, a recovery clinic, this is a wonderful thing to take this program to get, it's like you come out of this safe zone essentially, and then you're back to real life. So this helps you integrate back into the real world, quote unquote. And it also for those folks that are, maybe like a year in, or even 9 months in, or 3 years in, or 30 years in, it doesn't matter. If you are getting to a stage where you have these ups and downs and these peaks and valleys, as with everything in life, you may be feeling a little bit complacent. You need a little bit of a supercharge. It's the same way as that if somebody is going to do like a 30-day yoga challenge, regardless if they're brand new at yoga, regardless, or, they could be 3 years into doing yoga, or 10 years, or whatever it may be. A 30-day challenge is still a great way to reconnect with that side of you, that side of in this case, the sobriety. We're getting back in touch with that, and just supercharging it and kind of seeing really truly where you are. So speaking of where you are, I'm going to model what I call, it's like the daily check-in, that this is what I will be utilizing in my in my 30-day programs. And I'm just going to switch back to it. So I'm going to be doing this quarterly. And so there's going to be like the dry July. So this is the first one. The next one after this will be sober October. Then it'll be January, like dry January. All the folks are like, have drank themselves, but filling themselves with turkey and drinking lots of of adult beverages at Christmas time and are ready to sober up, which often happens. Diets and exercise routines and sobriety routines often start on January 1st. So January 1st, and then sober spring. So I've always found that spring and summer are the most challenging to remain sober. There's so many triggers and there's so much energy that occurs coming out of winter time, and you're just so much novelty and sort of that rebirthy feeling that comes with spring. And in a sense, it's almost like a new year in a lot of ways, that being spring. So that would be April 1st. So basically January, April, July, and October. So 4 different 30-day challenges or 31-day challenges throughout the year. I think those are all 30 days, except for all 31 days, but April is 30 days. But yes, so back to the check-in. So what we do with the check-ins, and this will be something that we do daily. If you join the group or you're part of the group, this 30-day challenge or 31-day challenge, I would recommend starting it in the morning, or it could be, whatever. If you're not a morning person and you're more of a night owl, you can recalibrate it. But I find it, it's a great way to start your day. That's a great way to do it. It's a check-in with yourself. And by doing the check-in, you then post it in the private Facebook community. It's this, 1 to 5 minute video about, how you're doing, and you could sort of just riff on it. Just let it come out. Like it's just a brief window into, how you're feeling that day, and what is creating those feelings, and just explaining or describing the feelings, more describing it. Sometimes you don't want to have an explanation attached, because that gets you away from feeling the feeling or staying with the feeling. So I'll model it. I'm going to model it, and I'm going to send something along these lines out to a friend of mine. I was just on her podcast as well. So, and she'd asked for this as kind of an unofficial part 2 for her podcast. So I am going to just start by taking a couple deep breaths. And so for the breath, I would suggest 6 seconds in and hold it for a couple seconds at the top after you've inhaled for 6 seconds. And then exhale for 8. And then hold for a few seconds at the bottom. Okay. So I'm going to start with just sensations in my body. So I have my eyes closed. Makes it easier for me. So just sensations in my body, just allow it. So I'm feeling a tingly feeling on my fingertips, and they're dry. They're not sweaty. It's dry, but it's a sort of a prickly electric feeling in my fingertips, to a lesser degree in my toes. I'm feeling a little bit of an empty stomach. I have not eaten breakfast yet. It's about 11 a.m. I had 1 granola bar with a coffee this morning. So, and had dinner last night around 6. So it has been, whatever that is, 15 or 16 hours since a good meal. So feel a little bit, and then, on an empty stomach, having a coffee as well has created a bit of an empty stomach feeling, which I would describe as, it feels like my stomach is pulling some of my energy down into it. And I feel like I'm almost have like an indent in my actual stomach itself. Like it feels like it's really, really pulling from some energy reserves and getting down there. So it feels somewhat constricted. I feel my stomach, not really badly, but there's a mild constriction in my stomach based on the combination of coffee and no real breakfast, which does affect my my head. So I have a little bit of It's not brain fog. How would I describe it? A little bit of lightheadedness for sure, which, again, not to go too far down the rabbit hole with it, but I believe I just need some more hydration. So I went from a dog park walk directly into working on this podcast and typing up a Google Doc for the course. So I have not been hydrating myself in the meantime either. So I feel, yeah, overall a little bit depleted. Not bad, but there's definitely mild, and there's some energy, excited energy in my fingertips. And other than that, feeling good. There's no stress spots. There's no tense, not definitely no tensity in any of my usual stress spots, which are, it's my shoulders and neck hold my stress, and those feel limber. My lower back when I wake up is generally quite tight, but it's feeling good today. So that's it. That's the sensations in my body. That's that part of the check-in. So other than that, my actual emotions, if I can identify with those, I feel a duality of calm and excited. So I identify that as being ready, confident. Confidence to me is calm, regardless of how much is on my mind. And I find when I am unprepared or not confident, my mind is very much racing. And when it starts racing is when the self-doubt and, imposter syndrome and things of that nature come in. So I feel grounded. My thoughts are not racing. My thoughts are, populating at a steady rate, but not overwhelming. So that's great. I did some a breathwork meditation this morning, so I believe that helped. And then a nature walk with the dogs and my family is a great, and just the weather being what it is and coming off a holiday, yeah, definitely feeling good that way. So there's definitely a calm excitement. So this is where what normally could be fear and having your head racing and so forth, I like to always illustrate or mention that fear and excitement are very similar, the way they show up in your body. And it's just about the way that you're framing it, or the inner dialogue that you're using will push it over the edge if it's just excitement, enthusiasm, curiosity, or if it flips the script on you, it becomes self-doubt, fear, nerves, anxiety. So that is check-in, probably longer than it needed to be here. I am saying that's the thing though, when you're doing it 31 days, there will be some repetition and the lack of need for repetition is kind of, some things will kind of go without saying. If there's patterns, you can just be like, okay, and I'm feeling this again, without the full need to unpack it. But I wanted to do it as in depth as I could, as is needed to sort of illustrate what this check-in is. So that is the episode for today. Just kind of a what is coming soon, coming attractions for Recovery Roadmap. So that's the website, recoveryroadmap.me. Follow me on Instagram at recoveryroadmap.me as well. And yes, it's a little mini episode here. It's a check-in, and I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend.